accuracy. And here I want to show you, especially for classification data. As a first step, I'm looking at the same problem of having this bearing system. And first, for simplicity, I create these workflows that are parameterized, but this is not my data set. So what I'm doing here is basically assigning class to each of these models. So once I have enough data, what I can do is perform something called feature extraction. So what I do here is taking the geometry, taking what kind of class is this, and then I can extract some useful features. Not really the geometry itself, but a bunch of numbers that represent this geometry. So here, my geometry, the numbers that I extract are, let's say, volume, area, height, width, length, some ratios of these numbers. And this is more than enough to represent a geometry in a unique way. So once I have these, I can use them for classification data and then basically create more samples of this so that this can be later used. As I mentioned, the next step is to also connect all these data sources together. And here I have a small demo of how this would look like, especially with our new database connector. So as an engineering team, you have data lying across all places. And here I have 4 sources. So my first is, let's say, PLM systems. There are some data coming from there. I also have a costing cloud data tool from which I am extracting some information for each of these parts. And just like you saw before, we probably also have data generated inside Synera, and we could also have data that was not generated, but just lying around in folders. What we can do is gather all of these different sources and build a unique data processing logic that makes sense to you inside Synera. So you connect all the sources through data structure operations, and at the end, what we get is all the relevant features and all the relevant values. And what I can do is then use the database connector instead of an Excel, because Excel is sometimes slow and it lags for high volume of data. What I use here is a PostgreSQL database connector available in the marketplace to generate a database that looks like this. So this is not Excel, but an even more scalable and robust way to maintain hundreds and thousands of data, filter them in a easier way. And with this, you can also extract the columns that are relevant to you for different models. So you can extract for regression, you can extract for classification, and so on. Yeah, so this is how you can think Synera when it comes to the data questions.